Okay, here we have another day of racing, December 14, Friday, 2018. Basically today there are so many meetings. What are there? 3, 6, 9, 11 meetings to choose from. So if you're going to pick one race for the day out of 11 meetings, almost 100 races, you would be doing very well. So there's 4 meetings in New South Wales today. Canterbury Park, where it's a soft 7, Bar, where it's a good 3, a couple of the races have already run, Scone, soft 6, so obviously the rain came at Scone. So looking at this, it's always fairly clear that we'll have a look at Muswellbrook. Now the bet type we're going to focus on for next week is the covered bet, which is to say we're going to try to back a couple of horses. We're going to try to lay a few horses so that in the end, worst case scenario, or best case scenario, is breaking square or making a small profit on the race. Worst case scenario obviously is you lose. Best case scenario, we end up picking the winner in the race. Now, like everybody, pressed for time, the same in this case. So me personally, I've done no preparation for this whatsoever. So we're just going to have a bit of a stab at these races today. I thought I'd have a look at the last 2 races. Race 7, which is due to go in about 2 hours, and race 8, the 2 benchmark races for the day. Now having a look at the markets very quickly, we end up having, well, they're almost overs on top. The second favourite is the second top pick, and we end up having one horse, Doctor on Ice, that is the favourite. So the first part of the problem is to find out whether Doctor on Ice is going to be sufficiently well placed to be able to win this race. Looking at it just here, it's got 60 kilos and barrier 10. So in other words, it's got a few things against it. Looking at its form a bit closer, it ran last start, it ran 3rd of 12, 1405 metres, so the rail was out there. The rails in the true positive day, that was a benchmark 66 with a rating value of 59. The horse was leading, had 56 kilos, so it's gone up 4 kilos, and it's gone down. So it's gone up 8 benchmark points, 56 to 60, so that's 8 benchmark points, and it's gone down from 59 down to 53, so it's down 6 benchmark points. So in other words, it's 2 benchmark points worse off. It does have a good rider, bad barrier, a lot of weight, short price. Has a pretty good record though. The only question in this case is the 1500 metres could look a little bit too far. The only run, the Rosehill run, was in a slightly stronger race, ran okay, and it's ran in slightly shorter race, slightly stronger race, led, ran okay. Clearly distance is not its real strength looking at it. So let's have a look at a few other features. Replays, as always, nothing of any great note here. We've only got a couple of form lines here, a couple of them recent, so that's of no great use to us. We'll have a look at the sectional summary, sectional ratings. The last start ratings, we've got Pretty Smart and Charming Prince on top there, so let's have a look and see what their prices are. The 12, it's not too bad, and Charming Prince is way down on the ratings, but fairly short in the TAB market. It's obviously not the only people looking at these sectional times to have this horse short. From the second last start, now again, this is again just a way of looking at the races. This is not the end all be all. We have again Charming Prince is up near the top, and this time we've got this Cogito. Now Cogito's come from last over 1200 metres. It ends up being on top. So there you go. So from a very quick viewpoint, and this is a very quick analysis on this race, and again, certainly wouldn't be betting a lot of money on this outcome. My aim in this race would be to look at laying Doctor on Ice for the win, and backing Cogito for the win. Alright, so we'll back Cogito and we'll lay Doctor on ice. The amounts I've talked about in the next week's notes is working in amounts of $30, or in this case $33. If you're going to use Betfair, unfortunately the fee, for want of another term, is getting up to around the 10% mark. So in other words, betting $30, you really want to bet 33, and that way the extra $3 covers your expenses. So assuming Doctor on Ice is going to be $3.50 or less, you bet $33 for that to lose, not to win. And Cogito, I would be putting, say, $20 on Cogito to win at around that price. And that would be one approach to apply to this particular race. So worst case scenario, Cogito ends up losing and Doctor on Ice loses, you'll make a very small profit. Cogito wins, you make a reasonable profit on the day, and obviously if Doctor on Ice wins, well, that's complete washout. So that's race 7. Having a look at race 8 very quickly again. My boy Louis on top, followed by Bond for Glory. Again, this time we're looking at the favourite that's a little bit more fancied in this race. 59.5 kilos barrier 4, so again it doesn't have the wide barrier. Let's have a look at its form a bit closer. So last start it ran 6th of 8 over 1400 in a 58. It's now gone down to a 48, so it's down 10 benchmark points. Had 56 kilos, it's now got 59.5, so in other words it's actually down in class and weight going into this race. Negatives, it's going back from 1400 back to 1200. It's 1200 metre form. It has got a win at Lismore in a maiden by 3 lengths, racing handy from a wide gate. So it does have some ability, although Lismore maiden's not what you would call the greatest win. The other form, 2nd at Bow Desert, 3rd at the Gold Coast, a reasonable form. Let's have a look at the sectional ratings. We've got this Anakin Daraxis on top with a fairly high rating over 1,000 metres, followed by the 9 and the 3, so 13, 9 and 3. None of these are that highly fancied. The 9's up there, I guess, as some sort of chance. And from a second last start viewpoint, Complete Faith is on top. So Complete Faith was on top in, or near the top, on both options. Now this favourite doesn't look in any way as uncertain as the previous one, and there's nothing to say that that one won't win as well. But just as the exercise here, we'll take Complete Faith to win and we'll lay River of Love. So hopefully we can complete the double, and this is one example of taking a covered bet again, which is what we're going to focus on next week. And again, like everybody, pressed for time, and so therefore this video is only a very short consideration for today. So let's see how we go. That's the end for this video.